Put a video out Monday. That was meant to go out on Wednesday. Never mind. I put it up as a premiere. I forgot to put a time and date on the premiere, so it went out instantly. And when I tried to cancel the premiere, somebody was already watching, so it couldn't be done. So there you go. That kind of went wrong on me. Anyway, in that there video, it was to be continued, and that was to do with all the rust. I found this really good rust killer. Now, somebody mentioned in the comments, and I always read the comments. I may not take much notice of them sometimes. I absorb the information, but I do read them. And somebody suggested a type of acid to kill off rust. I already had some rust killer here, so I decided to use that. Didn't work very well. The water-based product, and it's absolute pants, to be honest. So we bought some proper rust killer this time, and it's an acid-based one, and it is absolutely phenomenal. So it turns the metal black and grey, and after nibbling down all that rust on the axle, that was what was left. So it's definitely done its job. I just didn't have enough to do everything I wanted to do. But you're going to see there that, but there are areas of rust still where it didn't quite get where it was meant to go. So we're going to go back over it again with a wire brush, and then we're going to go back over it again with some more of that killer. And I think then we should have it. Yeah. However, the bloody welding is still not over. And it's driving me up the goddamn wall. There, look. And there. Very thin at that point. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice that off. We're going to try and cut some of that out, and we're going to chip off any more slag that's left lying around, and we're going to weld a new plate in there. In fact, we're going to get rid of that circular inspection hole completely if we can, and replace it with new. And the side flap here is going to get removed, so we'll cut it right up underneath here down, and then we'll cut that whole area out and replace it with a piece of 3mm, which is what was there in the first place. Then what we're going to do, excuse me while I struggle to get up, oh crap, is we'll wire brush back. That didn't really succeed the first time. Put some rust killer on, let that soak in, and then it's power washer out. Hopefully by that point the day will be at its hottest, and I'll clean off all the dirt and dust. Yippee! That sounded stupid. Hooray! Last of the welding done. That mount is now fixed. A lot of welding went into that. There you go. It's going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. I even managed to weld up some of the rusty holes on top, which was going to be a bit of a nuisance to repair properly. That would have turned into a very long-winded job. So, done, finished, yes, hooray, no more welding, I hope this is it. I've had enough, I don't want to do any more holes turn up later on. This thing is getting scrapped or sold, one or the other, because I'm sick of welding. Have I told you I'm sick of welding yet? Right, even though I've badly cut the centres out, the 3-inch lift is welded on. I've even managed to get it to stick to a rusty bit over here, because that also has got to be put back in position once that's been treated, because we've got a lot of rust still on that as well. If the holes are not quite as centre as they should be, it's not really an issue. We'll get the plastic out, we'll cut it again, or
something anyway. Right, the next thing to do, getting a bit worn out now. Just got to get under there and wire brush back some of that rust that the treatment didn't quite catch. But once I've done that, I think we then need to get a yard broom and a bucket of water and give the underside a good scrub, because we are going to cover this in black bed line, the whole of the underside. Well, we're racing ahead. We're washed under there now, as clean as I'm going to get it anyway. So we are pretty much now ready to spray bed liner just about everywhere, including up the front. So I shall use all the cans up bar one, and then I'll jack the front up in the air and sort that out. However, now this is an absolute mystery to me. How the hell did that happen? The only thing I can think of, high lift jack. But I'm not quite sure how that would have done that. That's annoying. Patience is not my virtue. Definitely not. I'm just waiting for a tin of base coat black to be delivered. I can't believe that I ordered it Friday of last week. He only posted it Monday and I still haven't received it. But in the meanwhile, I've been painting, and my boy got that descaler and hit that, and we've painted that one up. So that's now ready to go on. Fuel tank is on the bench because I want to descale all of that. But I'm actually a bit worried actually. My pump packed up, and we have a theory that what killed it inside the pump is a disc apparently, and it rubs against the aluminium casing. And I think, and this was put to me as a suggestion, that the tank was contaminated and all that muck got past the filter, because the chappie before me, whether he serviced it regular or not, I couldn't say. The state the thing was in, I'd say not, but I could be wrong. There's nothing written down on paper that says he did. So we think rust possibly found its way in the pump and just destroyed it. And I've been going over this tank in various areas, and to be honest, I'm quite worried about it. Especially there. So has finally arrived. Well, somebody got that weather forecast wrong, didn't they? Due to the fact that I couldn't see under there properly, even with a torch I struggled. I am sure I'm going to have to get back under there again with a paintbrush to touch in what I missed. But I did what I could. So everything has got some kind of protection over it. The rear axle even got some paint. I never did the hub back plates, but you know, the brake back plate. Everything else got done. All inside there. As I said, I need some nice weather now, just so as I can see what I did miss. And I know I've missed some. It's just a question of what and where. We are winning. Okay, so the fuel tank, which I'll show you in a minute, has no holes in it. I managed to salvage that. That's a saving of about 220 quid second hand. The bump stops are now on the chassis. I've just got to put all the fuel lines back into place and all the wiring back in its corresponding spot, and we'll be good to start the reconstruction side. Don't get me wrong, I've missed a few areas like there. The axle's getting painted yellow, but I wanted the bed liner on top as a kind of a primer. The leaves, if I can get some more paint soon, was going to be done in smootherite, but I thought again we'll prime that all up. Now bear with me, because it takes me a while to get down on the ground, and then getting back up again is even goddamn harder. Right. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, but it's getting harder. bloody legs, and it's just not working at the moment. Oh. Right, a year's worth of driving with that Cobra is that you can see the rust now starting to poke through. So that stuff didn't come out as good as I'd hoped, and I can show you other examples as well. Some of that is scrapes, but underneath is not. So all of that has got to be washed and redone, and I reckon that's going to be the Raptor next time round. I want to see how good this stuff actually is. I mean, it could be a load of pants as well, in which case I'll have to get under there and spray some more paint on from another brand. So yeah, so far so good. Right, as you can see, that was the area of concern. Sandblasted, wire brush, you name it, that's had it done. That's now waiting. All the rust killer has been put on it, so all I've got to do now is get some paint and spray that, and then that can go back up. Or I've got a bit of wire brushing to do and miss some areas. The under tray is now being dealt with as we speak. I did this one this morning, that's now been rust killed. There is a little bracket, I must remember that's got to be done as well. Finally, we've just passed a milestone. We can now start putting it all back together. I was out here 1 in the morning. During the day, you can't see much under here, even with a torch. Late last night, it was nice and dark, so I put a torch under here, and I couldn't believe how much paint had actually been missed in areas that were key. So I was out here 1 in the morning, hand painting. God, loads. Mainly cross-member areas, but underneath the body as well, and some other areas. But anyway, that's all done. That's now got about as much body protection as I can give it, for the time being at least. So now it's just a question of starting to put it all back together. And the first of all the jobs is to put these brake lines back in. But sorry, dual lines rather. But that leaves me with just one small little tiny problem, is all the clips that hold these on broke. And the piece of metal that I put in doesn't have all these stupid holes, which is what's killed the chassis in my opinion. These are for the clips to clip into, and I think that's my own theory on it, is there's all these damned holes that Nissan put in there is what killed it. Absolutely killed it. So I've got to make some new clips. I'm not even going to bother buying any. I think what I'm going to do, I'm having a go at it at the moment, but I don't think it's going to work, because I'm using some plumber's pipe, and I've crushed it, glue inside the pipe, and I've got it compressed in a vise at the moment, and I'm going to use that as strapping because it won't rot. This is a Nissan. I need to put stuff on that don't rot, because the Nissan's doing enough of that for me without the aid of me putting extra on here. I only need 2 from what I can work out. Actually ran out of paint halfway through all of this, and the wife had to shoot up and get me some more, which is some smootherite, nothing special about it, but that's now been done. That's got a nice thick heavy coat on there. And the guard, well, that had bed liner thrown on it, which ended up being very grey, which I didn't like, so we slapped a load of hammerite on that, and we also did the 2 side brackets as well, which did not come out as good as they could have done, because I missed half of it. So before I put that all back together, I think these are just going to get some extra paint thrown on them. So the fuel tank's now ready. We just got to put that plate back on the bottom of that, because if my memory serves, I cannot put the fuel tank on without this half of the bracketry being built, because it relies on that bracket. but I do remember there being separate bolts for both. Right, the fuel tank is all put back together. However, upon trying to remove this, bloody bolt snapped. So I dare not move anymore just in case the rest of them snap. Why do they use such small, useless like screws? I don't know. Anyway, this could be a problem later if that seal gives out there. The fuel lines are going to drain back because I lose pressure in the tank. That's what I'm concerned about, and I do know that because that cap hisses when you open it when it's close to empty. I'm a little concerned. Anyway, it is all back. I mean, it's a scruffy affair really, but all I want from that is protection from rust, nothing else. That's all I'm interested in. You ain't got to look at it on a daily basis, so I couldn't care less about the rest of it. I'm not really looking to fire this up today, although I am looking forward to it because there was a nasty rattle on the exhaust I've sorted, and also the fan belts were screaming. I've done those as well. Anyway, what I have done today is put everything back into position. I had to make a clip in the end. I just used a piece of plastic hose and some self-tap screws. Everything else is all cable tied and locked in with the original clips where I could actually fit them. One thing I have got to do, these are not working out very well. I'm going to have to get, I don't know what they're called, push-on brackets. I don't know what the hell they're called, but I've got to get two of them anyway because I think the pressure of the weight will blow that straight off. So I know what they are. I just don't know what they're called. Fuel tank's in. So just got to plumb it up now, which is the one thing I haven't done yet because I am absolutely knackered. So tomorrow morning, which is Saturday, I'm going to start editing this video. I ain't doing it tonight. I'm just too damn tired. This thing has kept me awake. Let's put it like that. I mean, I was up till, I think I came out here 1 in the morning when I discovered all the areas that hadn't been painted. So it must have been about what, 2 o'clock close when I went to bed, I reckon, something like that, 1:30, 2, and I was up again at 7, bashing around, sorting it all out. I'm just now very pleased that this is back in. There's a few areas I've got to touch up, got damaged, but that's nothing that can't be resolved when I take the wheels off because we've got to paint all that little lot up and then we can get in there and just clean up what got messed up. Oh God, this is all over nearly. If I had another car on the road, obviously I wouldn't be rushing around like I am because I don't have another car. My wife's got hospital appointments, I've got hospital appointments and stuff like that. We need it on the road, although I feel sorry for any person that parks next to this because this is going to take up most of the parking bay that I'm parking in. I've had yet to make some side steps that actually work as well. So, right, that's it for the week. I'd like to say thanks to the likes and shares on the previous video, and hopefully we'll have this nearly done. I mean, we're close. So I'll see you next week. Already spoken about what needs to be done, so there's no point saying it again. You have a good weekend.